Okay, so I made this melody in another video. I tend to separate things that are lower in frequency, and that's because I want to make room for my bass, or my kick or whatever later on. So my low piano notes, that's what I've separated of everything. My piano, yeah, my other piano I could separate as well. So both my pianos will be separated, I guess. And I want to move these off the grid because I want it to sound kind of like a shaker. This may not work, but just here it might work. And then I think on this one I'll be a little bit different and I'll move it up twice. Ooh, I like that. So one thing I've done in a couple of beats is changed up like the snare clap pattern that I typically use. So normally it's on like the 1, 2, on the 3, so it's like this. Like this is normal, like what I would normally do. But I've been exploring different things like taking this one out or taking this one and this one out. But I want to try just taking this one out. And like having all that space there and then repeating it. So it's just the second one in each like half that's missing. Something I read online somewhere relatively recently, it said something along the lines of silence is another instrument, which I've been, kind of taking and using for ideas like this one, like leaving out certain things that would normally be there and just seeing if it sounds cool or not. And in some cases, it really does. Okay, I'm gonna use this clap, but I'm gonna EQ out, I think, the high end and some of the low end and use it. Like that. Because it's like this one and the other one I did after this missing snare. It's like you're almost teasing this snare to happen, and so when it doesn't, I don't know, it has a cool effect to it. And you'd like really want that to be there, but it's not there. And you even have things around it like it would be there. I don't know, it's just kind of cool. everything but the high end on it. And then I'm using a limiter and a compressor. Basically all my drums, including my 808s, have the same like preset. It's just a little bit of both types of distortion, so A and B. And then they're mixed out. The threshold's pulled down and then they're mixed out on both of them. So, and then on the 808, I'm taking out a lot of the high end. I need to make more kicks because all of mine have like a similar texture to them. And so as per usual, let's check the polarity and make sure that it lines up right. So I think it's actually louder this way. Well, maybe not. This one's thumpier. That one has more high end. Let's hear it in the mix and see if we can tell. That's louder. Why I say that? I don't know. I guess in this case it doesn't really matter. Alright, let's take some of the high end off of this kick. Okay, so here's my master chain. I've got a little bit being cut off the low end, and then a soft clipper, and then another EQ, so I can boost and cut things as I need to. Frank Hole Finalizer, which is like a multi-band compressor and a EQ. I've got two other multi-band compressors, which I'll probably use off screen and cut out because it takes time sitting there, dialing things in to make it sound right. Another EQ just to monitor things so I can look at this at the end. And then a limiter or another soft clipper. I'm going to change this to a soft clipper. Doesn't really matter which one. Just to make sure, I can't talk, just to make sure things stay at 0. So. Okay, so now I'm going to turn on the multi-band compressors. And I've got one for like low mids, and I'll be compressing that just a little bit because I see some of these like mid-range things coming above this line here, so I want to compress that down just ever so slightly. I'll probably put just a tiny amount on the low end, if any, just because it's not really getting that loud, not that high. And I'll probably do something similar for the high end. Just put a tiny amount of compression on. So I'm mostly just going to be compressing this middle end. And I might boost these a little bit more before I do that. Okay, let's listen to it from the top.